What is happening, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ty with the GoPro strapped to my head, and this is the 2025 Kia Soul in the EX trim with the Soulmate Special Edition package. Come on, this is just such a charming looking car. It is so cool, and we're going to be taking this car for a test drive today to see how the Kia Soul drives. Now we're going to do a little walk around first so that you can see a couple of features, and then we'll get it out on the road. But first things first, up front, very cool looking front end. We kind of had this slim front kind of closed off grille with our halogen headlights and a larger grille down there. 18-inch wheels for the Soulmate Special Edition, and the Inferno red paint looks fantastic with a full black roof. And then we also have tan interior, umber interior to be exact, and it's kind of a combination of cloth and synthetic leather. And as we take a look at the back of the Soul, just a classic shape. This car is just, it's kind of like the Beetle. It's just, everybody knows what a Kia Soul is. Very cool design back here with this kind of circular shape from the kind of smaller spoiler up top all the way down and below the Kia emblem. And it's just such a cool looking car. There's nothing else like it out there. Quick peek at the trunk, actually a pretty good amount of space back here. Definitely a huge opening. Our seats will split down 60-40 split, and this is a pretty cool cargo protector too, so you can fold it up like this and then like this, or you could just remove it if you have taller items. 10 speaker Harman Kardon audio system in this car, which absolutely sounds fantastic in a small car like this. Fuel door on the driver's side, and the window sticker on this particular car, $27,140 fully loaded. Now you can kind of get a better picture of the umber interior, again leatherette and cloth inside. Hopping in quickly, I do have the seat scooted back a little bit just for filming purposes, but even then, you know, I'm 5'10", still have a little bit of leg room back here, and it's actually pretty roomy in the back seats of this car, and you even have 2 USB-C chargers. Smart key entry on the front door handles. And just a really cool design on the outside and on the inside of this car. Fully powered driver's seat, manual passenger seat. Of course, keyless start with your push button ignition. And take a look at those gauges. They are really, really cool. Kind of like a 3D effect on those gauges there, so pretty neat. And when we get in, we could see like a circular theme, so circles here for your buttons, circle all the way around our climate vents and the touchscreen, but pretty cool car. And let's buckle up, because safety first, and we'll take this Soul out on a test drive. Now, if you're interested to see all of the features on the outside, under the hood, in the trunk, rear seats, and all of this stuff, make sure you wait till the end of the video to click on a link to a full features review, or you can just head over to my channel, Ty Drives, for that. But what do you say we release our manual parking brake and take the Soul for a test drive? Okay, so on our way to the start of our test drive route, kind of explain our route that we're going to take here. So what we'll do is, first things first, we'll get it up onto a kind of like a 2-lane highway so we could see what the car's like at higher speeds. You know, not quite highway speeds, but you know, 45, maybe 50 miles an hour. And for the rest of the drive, we'll be on a nice New England back road. So we'll get an acceleration test. We've got tons of bumpy roads coming up, and all kinds of good tests that we're going to try on our Kia Soul here. And off we go. So it's been a while since I have reviewed a Kia Soul on this channel. I believe since 2016. I do remember that vehicle back in 2016 very good, because it was actually one of the first vehicles I've ever done a video on. It was a very, very basic Kia Soul with manual transmission. So that was pretty cool. That's definitely in my memory for that. But here we are again, 2025, back in a Kia Soul. So a little bit of Ty Drives history for you guys. Looks like we might run into a little bit of road work, but our back road should be freed up. But we did get a brief moment there going, 45-ish miles an hour. And, impressions are, the engine stays nice and quiet. And you really only hear it during acceleration. Other than that, it's nice and quiet. You do get the slightest bit of tire noise. But what stands out to me a little bit is the oncoming traffic. You can definitely hear the oncoming traffic noise. But, it's all things considered, this is a $27,000 car fully loaded. So we have to expect something like that. Overall, at the higher speeds, pretty good. And what we'll do right here is we'll drop it into our sport mode. Yes, the Kia Soul does have a sport mode. And we will get the car up to 25 miles an hour. And we'll hit the throttle, see what we could do. Here we go. Actually, a pretty reactive power plant here. I was not expecting the acceleration power that we had there. Actually pretty impressive. So under the hood we have a 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. It's so common for me to say 2-liter turbo. I keep thinking I'm going to say that, but 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder under the hood of the Kia Soul. 147 horsepower, 132 pound-feet of torque. So really plenty of power to get this little car scooted along. And it's all hooked up to a continuously variable transmission, or CVT transmission, and front-wheel drive only. Now, I must say, CVT transmissions are usually known for being a little sluggish, let's say. But by no means is this car sluggish with the transmission, at least. It got the RPMs sky high, nice and fast, and got us right into the power. I wasn't expecting that, actually. So pretty good with the engine and transmission combination on this car. As you could probably tell, this road here that we're on is not so nicely taken care of, but that's good for us, so that we can test out the ride quality. And so far, the Kia Soul is doing just fine. Yeah, it's actually quite the solid suspension setup and a very comfortable ride. Lane keeping assist is doing a very nice job tracking these patchy lines and kind of giving me a slight tug at the wheel to keep me in my own lane. Now, the only time this CVT transmission kind of feels a little bit sluggish, it's right off the line. I find that I have to give it a little bit more throttle than you normally would to get it going if you need to kind of merge into traffic fast. That's the only time that I really have any issues with this transmission, and usually I really don't like CVT transmissions. But this one is actually pretty good, I must say. Yeah, as soon as I need the power, it's very reactive to my throttle inputs, and away we go. Now, one thing I must point out too, I've been watching our traffic sign recognition down there at the bottom of our gauge cluster, and it's very, very good at recognizing traffic signs. You know, around the bend, I noticed we had a little kind of curved yellow sign pop up on our dash, and we always have a speed limit sign on there too, which is pretty cool. One more thing is the seats too. They're pretty customizable given the class that this vehicle competes in, and I really do like the amount of power adjustments in this car. The lumbar feels great. It is two-way lumbar and kind of powered controls for the rest, so pretty comfortable seats in that respect. Yeah, the engine does stay nice and quiet. I remember there was a day where Kia had some very buzzy and noisy engines, and this just isn't the case anymore. It's a very refined powertrain. And overall, to kind of finish out this video, I actually do like the Kia Soul. I think it's a lot of car for the money, if you can get over the funky styling and everything. I personally think it's pretty cool. You know, it's different than all your normal cars out there. But thank you very much for watching, and at this point in time, I think the link for your kind of full features review on this very car will be popping up on your screen there. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you next time.